over the next couple of hours. It's going to stay very mild around here. I'll show you that in a moment. There's more moisture out to the west, and as a cold front comes in, that could bring us a few snow showers overnight. It's not out of the question, and I think it's going to be isolated, but nevertheless, want to just give you that 9-1 warning so you're ready in the morning, because temperatures are going to fall overnight, not in the next few hours. Look what happens. Chance for some showers and temperatures actually holding steady, maybe climbing a degree in your neighborhood. Then the cold front comes through about 1 or 2 o'clock. We're going to finish in the 20s, so we could see some slick spots in the morning. Just a little heads up. We're back with the rest coming up in a couple of minutes, guys.
All right, Steve, we'll see you then. We have an update now to a story we brought you on 9 on Your Side yesterday. Cincinnati City Council approved additional funding for the shelter house in Queensgate. Its winter shelter opens less than 2 hours from now. In fact, at 7 o'clock. Now, this gets the winter shelter a bit closer to its $120,000 goal. That's needed to keep the shelter open all the way through February. The shelter is at 411 Guest Street. It is open to men and women.
United Way is taking on poverty in a big way. The nonprofit announced a new goal to help lift 10,000 families out of poverty by 2021. 9 on Your Side anchor Ryan Houston is here to explain the goal.
Kristen, United Way plans to do it by partnering with other local groups in the community. The nonprofit hopes by doing so they can stop the cycle of poverty.
I thought I was pretty professional. I knew what and what not to do for, just as simple as an interview, but I didn't.
Nikita Anderson is talking about the Accelerated Customer Service Education Program. It's one of many offered by the Urban League.
But being able to not just come and get customer service training or help with my resume and interviewing tips, but transportation to the interview, clothing for the interview, that was definitely important, because if I didn't have that, then I might not have the job.
Those wraparound services really give families the extra support they need.
It is really important that those wraparound services do exist, because it's more than just training. You have to get the person there. The person has to get to the next place, and then they have to be dressed accordingly.
All of that is just a small part of United Way's larger plans.
It's really unacceptable to have one of the highest child poverty rates in the city of Cincinnati in our country.
They're working to lift 10,000 families out of poverty by 2021.
By that time, we should be ready and able to set a new goal, because 10,000 families doesn't solve the issue, doesn't solve the problem for our community.
Reps for the nonprofit say they're investing 80% of its funds in programs that help families out of poverty. We're told around 15% of United Way's funds will be directed to programs that help individuals live a better life.
Those goals will change over time, and hopefully those goals will become more ambitious over time as they move from poverty to perhaps a good job.
WCPO reporter Lucy May takes a deeper look at how United Way plans to help families. And if you need help this holiday season, you can find it at WCPO.com.
All right, Ryan, thank you very much. Now to something you never want to see during the holidays.
But it is happening. Package thieves are all too common. Now some may be dressed as postal workers. How the post office says to protect yourself when it comes to imposters.
And she's only 14 years old, but she's already had 14 different surgeries. Wow. This young cancer survivor from the tri-state is getting a chance to shine in front of millions. Her doctor got an awesome surprise as well. That story coming up after the break.
You're watching 9 on Your Side at 5.
Welcome back. Most of us recognize the postal worker who comes to our home every day to deliver letters or packages, but this story will really have you keeping a closer eye out for imposters. Take a look at this. Video from a surveillance camera shows a woman wearing a U.S. Postal Service uniform, dropping off an empty box there at an Arizona home, but then taking 2 packages belonging to the homeowner. One contained a golf club, we understand, the other some odds and ends.
We have not seen a lot of this in recent years. This is the first time I've even heard of it in this year at all.
The suspect might have thought she was being sneaky by putting on the Postal Service shirt, but that extra step adds to her crime spree. Impersonating a postal employee is a federal offense on top of the mail theft there. The USPS, by the way, suggests plenty of ways to keep your stuff safe this holiday season. First, consider an alternative address, like a family member who is actually home during the day. Customize the delivery on USPS.com. Inform the worker to leave the package in a different, less obvious spot, or try to hold for pickup option that's available, but that obviously does require an extra trip to the busy post office.
Mayor John Cranley named his new vice mayor of Cincinnati. Current vice mayor David Mann won his re-election bid for city council, but he requested a change to chair the Budget and Finance Committee. Cranley says council member Chris Smitherman will serve as vice mayor, citing his efforts to reduce violence and his work bringing the NAACP convention back to Cincinnati. Now to a fantastic story and a thrilling opportunity for a tri-state girl.
Certainly is. Mary Perkins was diagnosed with a brain tumor 12 years ago. Now, she has since undergone 14 different surgeries, and now she is cancer-free. Great news. And that is an amazing story, of course, by itself. And now on New Year's Day, she will ride on the Northwestern Mutual float, which is designed to raise awareness for the fight against childhood cancer. The float was unveiled today, and Mary calls it the opportunity of a lifetime.
Like, climbing a mountain, like it's hard to climb, but you feel very excited when you get to the bright points in the top like this.
We're always looking for an amazing story, and we sponsor Camp Enjoy here in town. And she's been battling cancer for 12 years, and her spirit and what she's going through inspired us to ask her to ride on the float.
That's not all. Today, Northwestern Mutual surprised Mary's doctor over at Cincinnati Children's with a trip to Pasadena so he could see his patient in the parade.
I can't say enough about Mary and how she's persevered, and she's really grown into a young woman right now who is just a fantastic young woman, and she is cancer-free.
Make sure to watch for Mary, of course, in the Rose Parade on January 1st. It's one of those parades I so enjoy watching because I love the craftsmanship and everything that goes into those floats.
It really is amazing. In another life, I was out there and I did a weather live at that very place, and watching them actually take real flowers and make these flowers. It just blows your mind. How do they do it?
And all that stuff they do. It's
incredible. It really is.
Well, let's talk about our forecast here.
Yep.
Why don't we?
Kind of a swing in temps today?
Yeah, a little difference. Temperatures went up and are staying mild tonight, and that's a good thing. Yeah, that's a good thing for us because the reality is more than just the feel.
Yeah.
We've had some precipitation around here today. So let's talk about how things are going to change, though, overnight. And as we mentioned at the top of the show, there's a slight chance to see a few slick spots. Here's the overview and what's going on right through tomorrow. We've had a succession of these little clippers just slide right across the tri-state, and they provide sometimes just enough moisture to cause a few snow showers, or in this case, because temperatures are a little warmer, a couple of light showers in spots. We're going to continue to see that really as we head through not just tomorrow, maybe even Friday, although that one is going to be just barely a clipper. But the good news is as things turn around for the weekend and temperatures are going up. Take a look at the story in Future View tonight. We still have a chance for some rain tonight because the temperatures are going to stay mild. As I showed you at the top of the show, we're going to stay in the upper 30s. They're about 9 or 10 o'clock, and then the cold front will roll through, and you'll notice the color change as we head to the overnight, meaning that, yes, we could see some flurries or maybe a couple of snow showers. About 2 o'clock is when that cold air should start moving in. So that means overnight, a few isolated spots will see a few of these snow showers. If you do, you may get a little glaze for the morning. And this is the kind of light precipitation that you'd never even know it's there. It's not going to be for everybody, but there might just be a little black ice in the morning, so please take care going out the door. Know what's going on first thing. Tune in first thing in the morning. Good Morning Tri-State. You'll know exactly what's up with the radar. As we head through the day on your Thursday, it looks like we'll see a little mix of sun and clouds. Then the clouds take over a little bit for your Thursday night. Okay, so let's give you the bigger view and what's happening. There's the little systems rolling through the area here, and you'll see as we head really into about the weekend, there's a pattern change from the warmer air, and that warmer air is going to shoot the temperatures into the 40s, near 50 degrees for Saturday and Sunday. So it'll be a really nice welcome change for us. By Sunday, though, it does look like we're going to have a chance for some rain in the forecast. And as we push things even further into next week and we get closer, I got to tell you something. I was looking at the absolute long range, and look, you could probably flip a coin and get the same idea on the forecast. But it was interesting as we start pushing into next week that we start to see this long about Saturday. Saturday for some snow of next week, not this Saturday. Following Saturday, one of our long-range models showing it. And I give it to you that it is way out there and things could change. But if this was to slow down, it would be close to the Monday Christmas Day just giving you a little hope there for those who like to see a little dusting on the ground on Christmas. All right, so as we look at the live radar, we're talking about rain mostly, but I'm getting some reports up by Wilmington of a little mix. Watch out there tonight. The temperatures will be climbing, though. Still some showers out here as you look at it by southeast Indiana. Temperatures are in the upper 30s, 40 degrees, but you'll notice the anomaly there in Wilmington at 32. Little pocket of cold air. Be careful, you folks up there. That's where that icing could happen. Okay, technically that would be freezing rain going on up there, so just be careful. Otherwise, we're looking at temperatures that are in the 20s. Then for tomorrow, I'm only putting us in the lower 30s across the tri-state behind that cold front. So 26 in Cincinnati in the morning to just 32 and partly cloudy skies. Your 7-day forecast, Friday, 36. There's the mild air, Saturday and Sunday. And then into next week, it does look like temperatures are going to stay seasonal, guys.
Very nice. Seasonal. That's a good word.
Yeah,
All right.
we can take that.
We can take that for sure. Straight ahead, cracking down on what's called street drug alternatives.
They look like drugs and can make you feel like you're on drugs, but they're not illegal. Why the FDA issued a warning to companies making them.
And a gym that wants your blood before you lift a single pound.
What we try to do is, first of all, fix what's going on internally with you.
The thinking behind this cutting-edge fitness program. Straight ahead.
New tonight in Healthy Living, the FDA says even alternatives to street drugs are not okay. The agency posted a warning letter to the distributors of legal lean syrup and Kroger Co. According to the FDA, the syrup includes a pharmaceutical ingredient, but that's not included on the label. That is a serious risk to people who are drinking. And Kroger Co can be snorted and users may have trouble speaking or breathing. The FDA is concerned the products encourage drug abuse, especially for minors. Even though they're mimicking the effects of drugs, these products have a psychological impact, according to the FDA's website. Well, this is a big fitness town. Most gyms will test your body fat percentage, but one thing we've not heard of to date is a gym that collects blood samples. Marissa Kinniston has why a growing chain is collecting clients' blood.
We have a phlebotomist who basically draws 5 vials of blood from you.
Sounds scary at first. If you join Biometrics, you start here and get your blood drawn.
What I like to do is just dig a little deeper than your regular doctors.
But the owner tells us it's a way to look at your health from the inside.
Stay tight, stay tight.
Before they start working on your outside.
What we try to do is, first of all, fix what's going on internally with you.
Biometrics has put a health clinic and a gym under the same roof. That blood you give is sent to Texas for testing, where experts look at things like hormones, genetics, DNA, and thyroid. Then trainers build a health and fitness plan based on what you're experiencing medically. Owner Gene Correjo calls it a one-stop shop and believes it's the key to weight loss.
I think looking at health and wellness proactively instead of reactively is the key to success. And I think that's what we're doing.
Right now, Biometrics has locations in El Paso and Las Vegas. Locations in Florida, Arizona, and South Carolina are coming soon. Just another way to think about your health, Craig.
Very interesting, for sure. Well, straight ahead, pick up dinner or dine in. Next at 5:30, we're going to give you an inside look at Kroger's first and only restaurant, what you can expect, and the chances of it coming to your neighborhood. Plus, seniors say they are just not safe in their own apartment. Dine is on your side, the steps all renters can take to hold your landlord accountable.
9 on Your Side starts now.
Safe housing, it's something we all want.
But some senior citizens in the West End say they don't have it, so they don't have peace of mind. They live in a place called Regal Manor, owned by Boston-based TCB, or the Community Builders. Some of the residents' claims people who don't live there are getting in and sleeping there. They showed us what they say is someone's makeshift cardboard bed under a stairwell. In recent months, they also claim the garage door has been left open, allowing strangers access to the elevators for greater access to the building. It scares some folks we met.
All kind of people coming in. I've heard that there's some people coming in that's with keys, and I've heard about it until I saw it with my own eyes. a person coming in with a handful of keys and staying in as long as they want to, had freedom to go through the whole building.
We sent a letter to TCB and City West management to let them know that we would be putting our money in escrow to take care of the many, many things that were lacking in this building.
TCB says it met with residents in July and has implemented some changes. Those include new cameras to monitor building entrances, a more secure garage door, and new locks.
We have heard them. We take our residents' concerns very seriously. Safety is, of course, our number one priority.
A Legal Aid Society attorney is advocating for more security for the residents. He told WCPO.com he'd also like to see alarmed exits, among other things. And residents say they're grateful for changes, but they still don't feel safe.
Well, 11 residents of Regal Manor have been paying their rent to escrow since May. 9 News consumer reporter John Matarese, of course, joining us now to explain why everyone who rents an apartment really needs to know about this. John?
Yes, Craig and Krista, you know, when a landlord won't turn on the heat or say he refuses to do anything about a leaking ceiling in your apartment, I hear that all the time. Tenants do have rights. Most states, including Ohio, Indiana, and Kentucky, will allow you to hold your rent in what's called an escrow account until he makes repairs. Now, this is so important. Don't just stop paying rent. Instead, check with your local court clerk or legal aid to find out how to set up a special escrow account. This is really essential because if you just refuse to pay the rent, and some people do that, they say, I'm not paying in the rent, he won't fix the leak. Well, you're violating the lease. He can legally evict you. So ask the court about escrow if he won't respond to your request for help.
And these residents were very clear. They have been
That's
escrowing,
exactly
so they
what
did the
they've
right
done.
thing.
Yes.
Way to protect yourself, for sure. All right, John, thank you very much. Turning now to some other big headlines tonight. A Cincinnati man is accused of making threats against the president and police officers. Lee Gexey is charged now with inducing panic. According to a criminal complaint, he threatened to kill President Donald Trump Sunday night, and when officers arrived at his apartment, he threatened to kill them as well. The suspect is being held on a $10,000 bond right now. New information on a police chase that ended with a crash in Roselawn. Take a look at the scene here. Investigators say they were pursuing Tyrone Harris last night as part of a drug investigation, and it all ended with a crash near Paddock and Seymour Avenues. A Hamilton County Sheriff's deputy and an Ohio State trooper were involved in this wreck. 2 people were injured. Harris appeared in court today. Police say that they found a large amount of drugs in his car at the time. He is facing several charges right now. A judge set bond at $350,000.
Right now at 5:30, police are searching for a robber in Walnut Hills. Officers tell us someone entered the city limits laundromat on Kemper Lane early this morning. Police say the suspect displayed a gun and grabbed cash from the register. Anyone with information is asked to please call Crime Stoppers. That number is 513-352-3040. Tonight, Bengals Nation is mourning the loss of one of the team's founding members. Pete Brown died Tuesday at the age of 74. Brown founded the Bengals in the mid-1960s with his brother Mike and his father Paul. He served as the team's player personnel director and senior vice president for decades. The team says the family intends to keep the funeral services private.
CNN news anchor Anderson Cooper says his Twitter account was hacked. Cooper's account called President Donald Trump a pathetic loser earlier today. The tweet was a reply to something the president posted about the Alabama Senate election. The tweet has since been deleted. Cooper posted an apology saying someone got into his account and sent out that tweet. He says he hasn't been on Twitter in several days and is now looking into what happened.
Collecting cans and coats is how people in Harrison hope to give back this holiday season. 9 on Your Side's Brianna Harper shows us how they managed to go above and beyond their goal.
Following 3 weeks of collecting, the Southwest Local School District is now tasked with the mission of sorting. District-wide, students and teachers managed to collect more than 12,000 canned goods, far exceeding their goal of 10,000 cans.
They're not doing this for their own personal gain. They are seeing a way that they can help others in their own community, especially around the holidays.
But the help doesn't just stop there.
Yeah, where are you putting your gloves? People always overlook how some people are really needy for coats or to stay warm, gloves, hats.
The district also hosted a coat drive to collect warm clothing for those who are without. This upcoming Saturday morning at Harrison High School, those who have registered will have a chance to grab a bag of food for their family, as well as some winter clothing. In Harrison, Brianna Harper, 9 on your side.
Nice to see the kids giving back there. Well, another hit show is coming to the Aronoff Center next month, and 2 local girls, they're going to be part of the production.
How exciting is that? Broadway's Waitress put out a call for a local child actress to play the character of Lulu. She's a sweet and carefree girl who appears in the production's final scene. After an audition process, 2 local 4-year-olds were cast for the show.
Are you excited about playing somebody else?
Yes.
So tell me a little about that. What do you think you'll do?
I will be the waitress's kid.
Adorable. The show is looking for local actors for this role in every city it visits. The girls have one line in the show. Not sure what that is. I guess you have to go to the show to find out. And the Waitress, by the way, will be in Cincinnati from January 9th through the 21st.
One line, big impact.
Yes.
You know it.
Memories
from little
for a lifetime.
people. Still ahead at 5:30, Nightmare in the Air.
A woman is outraged after a flight attendant spilled a tray of coffee on her. The response from the airline and the woman's condition tonight.
I'm John Matarese. We get inside Kroger's brand new restaurant concept, and this is not fast food. I'll show you what may be coming to a Kroger near you. Coming up on 9 on Your Side.
Keep it here. You're watching 9 on Your Side at 5:30. New information at 5:30. An Indiana officer is out of the hospital now after a shooting. The shooting happened last night in Jeffersonville near Louisville. Investigators say the officer attempted to conduct a traffic stop. And that's when they say the driver became combative, shot the officer in the head. The suspect is facing attempted murder charges.
A traveling nightmare. A woman says she was seriously injured on a Southwest Airlines flight from Phoenix. The woman says she was asleep when a flight attendant spilled a tray of coffee on her. The flight attendant and other passengers jumped in to help.
I didn't know what was happening. I had my seatbelt on and I couldn't get out of my seat.
The woman was taken to the hospital with serious burns. The airline says it is investigating the incident. Well, we all know Kroger is for grocery shopping, right? But what about going out to dinner? That's the idea behind Kroger's brand new restaurant, which just opened in one tri-state Kroger store. Consumer reporter John Matarese gets the first look inside this new concept, which could be coming to a Kroger near you. Steve.
Well, we've got kind of an odd night ahead. Temperatures are going to be mild for us, even more so as we head to the weekend. And in between, still some chances for rain and snow. I'll give you the timeline coming up.
You're watching 9 on Your Side at 5:30.
Tonight, 9 on Your Side is your first local TV station to get inside Kroger's brand new restaurant concept. Consumer reporter John Matarese will show us what may be coming to a Kroger near you. But first, bad news for Social Security recipients, John.
Well, Kristen, if you or your parents are on Social Security, you're probably happy to hear you'll be getting a 2% raise next year. But don't start making spending plans yet. According to CNBC, that increase in January may be wiped out by a Medicare premium hike. The average Social Security check will increase $25 a month in January, but Medicare Part B goes up the exact same amount. How about that? You know what I say to that? Doesn't that stink? You know, here's something else that stinks. When someone tells you you're getting a big government grant. Ohio Attorney General Mike DeWine tonight says hundreds of Ohioans are getting calls right now saying they qualify for a grant to pay Christmas bills or pay off their student loans. But there are no federal grants. It's just a scam to get you to send them hundreds of dollars, which you'll never see again. Tonight, 9 on Your Side is the first Cincinnati TV station to get inside Kroger's new restaurant, which could soon be coming to a Kroger store near you. I'm not talking about the Bistro Cafe and some of the newer Kroger stores. This is a full-service sit-down restaurant, and it's like nothing you've ever seen before.
Order up. The grill was buzzing this noontime here at the Kitchen 1883 restaurant in Northern Kentucky. Normally, a busy restaurant at noon is not news, but when that restaurant is inside a Kroger store here at the Union Marketplace, then it is news.
And we make everything from scratch, which is the most important to me. All our sauces, soups, meat items, we do that all from scratch and to give the guests that extra special touch.
Chris Bushelman, executive chef of this new concept, says these dishes are not preheated Kroger entrees from the store. It's real home cooking.
It's nice that it's prepared fresh every day, so you know that you're getting something healthy.
We found Beth Long dining here for the 3rd time.
First thing you'll notice is this is not one of those big chain restaurants with a 20-page menu and dozens of choices. I mean, this is it, a 1-page menu, which lets them focus on just a few American dishes.
Pot roast, big burgers, and salads are among the entrees, most of them costing around $12. It's open for lunch, dinner, and weekend brunch, which is so popular they already have hour-long waits. This is Kroger's first and only restaurant right now, but GM Jay Denham hints at more to come.
We could put one of these in any community and it'd feel just like a neighborhood restaurant.
His dream, you'll soon be able to pick up dinner at Kroger and eat dinner at Kroger, too.
All in the same day. And in case you're wondering why it's called Kitchen 1883, well, that's because that was the year Kroger was founded.